I'm Jenny Lewis and my project's called Hackney Studios. I'd been photographing women with their babies 1 day old in the borough of Hackney for about 5 years, and I'd photographed about 150 women in that sort of domestic setting. And I was really interested in the workspaces in Hackney and what people were doing and what were their lifestyles like, especially in the creative industries. I met a girl I thought was interesting at a market stall and asked if I could photograph her back in her own studio so that I could see the tools of her trade and what she was making. And I had such a nice afternoon with her. I really enjoyed it. I just, randomly said, who would you suggest that I should photograph? The most inspiring person and you really admire. So that it wasn't a cold call. It wasn't me just emailing somebody random I didn't know. But it just started to roll on like this. And I loved the way it was kind of self-curating who was in the project. I didn't have any control over all the nominations. It was coming from inside. And then it feels like a much more authentic family tree of creatives in Hackney rather than from an outsider's point of view. The family tree is going to appear in the book, and it's sort of intrinsic to the whole project. It's the skeleton that it all hangs off. So each person nominated the next, so they're all equally important. If one person wasn't there, then the whole project would have gone in a completely different direction. Being an artist is not all about being a success or being established. Sometimes the most creative people are the ones that are brave enough to really follow their own path, and they've got this integrity that they don't care if their stuff is being sold or being seen, but they can't not make it because it means so much to them. So I kind of really wanted people's nominations to come from the heart and really mean something to them. And I think that sort of soul runs through the project, that people really care about each other and they care about their work and they want to celebrate this person. It's not because they've been on the front cover of a magazine or they've won an award. It's because they've been grafting away on their own because they just cannot stop. Each setting was fascinating because I'd be given a name and then I'd look up their work, and then a few days later I'd actually be in that space where they're making that work. Rather than a really cold starting point and there's no connection with that person, it became a really warm discussion about their relationship with the person that nominated them, talking about their work, talking about our community, because I live in Hackney and I've been there for 25 years. So it just felt like I was allowed to be there, and it felt very warm. What's been really interesting looking back at it while I've got 100 portraits stuck on my office wall is that as much as I wanted to investigate all these individuals, it's almost like I was trying to find my place in the community and figure out who I was and where do I fit in. Because being a creative and working in an isolated way in your own studio, you're quite separated. So I think I was trying to find my tribe and feel a bit more connected. That's what I've learned, and of course I've kind of gathered another 100 mates and inspiration and people to follow. I can go to their private views and support them as much as they've been supporting me. So after 4 years of shooting this project, it's great to be in this position where Hoxton Mini Press have supported the project and they're publishing Hackney Studios as a book, coming out in April 2017.